Back to Real Estate Radio Denver. I'm your host, Tom Souther, and I'm here in studio with Bridget McNamara, one of my lending partners with Citywide Home Loans. Welcome back, Bridget.
Thank you.
And we wanted to, let's go to rates.
Let's.
You know, rates have been...
They're a little higher.
They're a little higher.
Yeah.
You know, the news is right.
But
But
they're still very low.
they're still very low, you know, but I think the reality is, you know, I don't have the crystal ball.
No.
Do you have the crystal ball?
I think I lost it.
But they're going to be higher eventually. Our experience over the last 3 months is they're inching up, and here's a deal that I closed in May. Actually, I think it was July, at 3.5%. Now that same loan's at 4.25%. Is that the end of the world? No, compared to where rates are or rents are. The moral of this story, and particularly if we can talk to the parents out there of the kids living in the basement, you know, there is an ability to get out and buy something and do it now. And the prices are climbing, I believe, a little bit, and rates are going up a little bit. So you factor all of those things in, and now is the time, right? Yeah. The other factor that I
don't think we're going to see them go dip again.
I don't think we're going to see any significant
a little
dip.
Bit, but...
I mean, we see day-to-day dips.
Right.
But no significant. And then the reality of January is there's a huge wild card hanging over our head in what the Dodd-Frank Act calls qualified mortgages, QM.
What does this mean?
Well, this means that people who qualify today very possibly will not qualify come 2014. They're going to put in some hard debt ratio as it sits today, and we'll see what finally gets implemented. But as we sit today, and I don't want to scare you. I don't want to make you think that, oh my gosh, I'll never get a home.
No, but it's reality.
But the reality is, right now, the way legislation is, I can today, Bridget or myself, can get you approved at a much higher debt ratio, which is your monthly debt obligations, how much you pay for credit cards and mortgages and everything else that you pay for that's on your credit report, as compared to what your income is, at a much higher ratio today than what's projected after the first of the year, right?
Yes.
Our company did some analysis, Citywide Home Loans did some analysis and told us that about 25%, maybe it was 27, whatever, percent of the loans we did in the last 12 months would not be approved.
That's significant.
It's significant with QM as it is. So again, I don't want to scare you and make you think, oh my gosh, I'll never get a mortgage, but I think
maybe if you're thinking about it, sooner is
better than later. Yeah, I think Bridget and I both agree that now is better than probably January, where it's a big wild card, particularly if you're kind of on the edge of qualifying, and we'll get to that in a minute. Don't you agree?
Agree.
Absolutely. So that's why I wanted to do this show today about how easy it is to get into that mortgage, get into that particularly first time. You know, and I had a caller call last week and say, oh, you know, not all of us are first-time buyers. Don't stop talking about first-time buyers. But I know that a huge portion of the marketplace right now is first-time buyers. You know, there's a lot of people who are 25, 30, 35, 40, buying their first home that are confused about how to make that happen and what the requirements are. And we want you walking away from this show today knowing that it's a possibility to buy that home.
Well, I think in Denver Metro, the introduction of the Metro Mortgage Assistance Plus program, you know, I've gotten a number of phone calls inquiring because it's been all over the media. And
down payment assistance programs.
Yeah, they're huge in Denver, and they're, you know, we've got the programs, and we also have grant money that's available to first-time home buyers.
Well, you let that cat out of the bag. Let's start with that one. We wanted to talk about down payment assistance because you will not leave this show today thinking you need 20% down or 5% or 10% if you're a first-time home buyer. And Metro Mortgage Assistance Plus program doesn't even have to be a first-time home buyer.
It doesn't, no.
So tell us about it, Bridge.
Well, it's a true grant. It's paired with an FHA loan, and it's 4% true grant money to you. 3% towards the 3.5% required by FHA, plus 1% towards origination fees.
So a true grant means
You do not have to pay this money back.
that is a miracle.
I know, it is a miracle.
That is a government funding miracle.
Yeah.
So there's one program, Metro Mortgage Assistance Plus. Call us about it. There are very few lenders who are eligible to provide this down payment assistance program. We are one of them. We were one of the first Citywide home loans in the metro area to be able to provide this mortgage.
It was great. I was at a closing last month with a nice young lady who was buying her first house, and we looked at the line item on the HUD that showed over $10,000 in free money. And I said, "Do you realize this is free money to you? Do you get
Free
that?"
money.
And I think her response was, "Dude."
Yeah, it's a miracle. So, the basic FHA program, Federal Housing Authority program, requires 3.5% down. There's rumor with QM, qualified mortgages, after the first of the year, that minimum down payment will change up to perhaps 5%. These rules are up in the air, but today it's 3.5%. With this Metro Mortgage Assistance Plus program, which is available throughout the Denver metro area, not everywhere, but many, and we can list out the cities.
It's. I think it's governed by town or city. It's governed by city.
It is the metropolitan areas, and they're easy. I mean, I can list them out here. This program is available in Denver, Arvada, Dacono, Edgewater, Littleton, Sheridan, Lakewood, Brighton, Wheat Ridge, Boulder, Aurora, Centennial, Inglewood, Golden, Parker, and Westminster.
I think you covered all the cities in Denver Metro.
That's a lot of the areas in the Denver Metro. And again, this program gives you a 4% grant. FHA requires 3.5% down. So they pay 3% of that required 3.5% down and give you 1% towards closing costs.
Sweet.
It's a competitive rate. It's not the lowest rate in the marketplace.
Not the lowest rate. Does compare to a Jaffa rate.
Yeah.
But you have to pay Jaffa money back, and with this one you don't.
But get over it. I mean, their rate today, if you locked one of these loans today, would be at 5%. But let me give you an example. Here's a deal that I just went under contract yesterday. This is an incredible customer, works very hard. She's actually a hairdresser, so we're not talking, she's not making a couple $100,000 a year. She found a small home at $99,500, just under $100,000. And I'll be honest with you, finding a home in that price range
it's not
can
easy,
be a struggle.
But you can do it.
But they're there.
Mm-hmm.
She found one. There were actually two of these. Someone owned them as rentals and sold both of them. She bought one. She's under contract on one, $99,500. Her payment after taxes and whatnot is going to be about $761. That 5% rate. Her APR, I got to throw that in, federally regulated. Don't let this scare you. This is not the rate that is paid on the loan. It is the federal regulated APR that we have to disclose. That is a comparison shopping tool that it rolls in all the closing costs, monthly mortgage insurance, etc. 7.248%. But $761 a month for this small home.
That's amazing.
You can't rent anything for $761 that you would live in. She's going to show up out of pocket right at $500.
It's not a bad deal.
$500 to buy this home. How incredible is that? If you want to find out about this Metro Mortgage Assistance Plus program or any other down payment assistance programs, please call. I would love to talk to you. Bridget would love to talk to you. You can reach us at 720. Leave us a message. It's off air. 720-515-1818. 720-515-1818. You can text that number. We will get back to you. Either Bridget or myself will get back to you, and love to give you the details on this program. Here's another one that I'll just throw out since we're talking examples. Another great couple. This gentleman manages a restaurant, assistant manager of a well-known restaurant, does okay. There's makes a decent amount of money. His wife is a chiropractor, just starting her practice. So She's not actually going to be on the loan, but we're going to qualify with his income. Mm-hmm. They'll qualify for this Metro Mortgage Assistance Program. They're spending $180,000 on a home. Their payment's going to be just under $1,300, $1,293.50 with insurance, taxes, mortgage insurance, everything. This is a nice home in Denver. It's a small 3-bedroom home in Denver. It's about, in the Denver neighborhood, so it's an older home. It's maybe 50 years old, but that's what Denver is. They're going to show up out of pocket with just shy of $1,000.
That's crazy.
APR 7.122. Again, same 5% rate. Here's the interesting thing. They're getting a grant for $7,069.
That's a lot
on this deal. Free money. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So again, do not let anybody tell you have to have 20% or 5%. So, and these programs, let's say you were wanting to buy something outside of those 15 or 20 cities we read you. There's also CHAFA, Colorado Housing and Finance Authority, which has a down payment assistance program. Mm-hmm. They require $1,000 into the transaction. Mm-hmm. Similar rates.
And there are a number of programs like CHAFA around.
Aurora has a program. CHAC is a statewide program that's very similar. You can buy them in the mountains. I did a program last year with the USDA Rural Housing Program, or several months ago, with zero down. There's plenty. So again, please give us a call. Let's talk about it. Get that college grad out of your basement, if that's the case. If you're out and trying to figure this out, we just encourage you. Call and ask. You'll be amazed. Don't believe the dribble that rates are too high right now. They're not. Yes,
and they're only going to get worse.
Yes, they're a little higher than they were before. So what? Yes, you're going to pay some mortgage insurance monthly. So what? This is the time. We've got another tool that we're going to tell you about. But first, let me give you the number, 720-515-1818, 720-515-1818. Bridget or myself will get back to you. One of us will call you and answer your questions and help you with getting into your first place. Or maybe it's your second place. This MMA program isn't required to be a first-time home buyer. That's incredible. There are some income limits. They do have high-end limits, but they're pretty high. If your family income is it's almost $100,000. So don't let it scare you. The next thing I want to throw into this mix that we're going to tell you all about in the next section is called a mortgage credit certificate.
Yay.
And this will blow you away.
Yeah.
At this free money that you can get as a first-time home buyer that will take that payment of $760 down to a net of about $600. So we want to give you that information and tell you how that works and tell you how you can qualify for that. And again, we're one of the few lenders at Citywide Home Loans that can do that for you. So again, give us a call, please, 720-515-1818. Call us off air. Leave us a message. You can text that number and say, hey, Tom, call me, or Bridget, call me. I want to talk about how to get my first home. We'll be right back. Don't go away. You want to hear about this mortgage credit certificate in the next segment. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Real Estate Radio Denver. I'm your host, Tom Souther, and I'm here with Bridget McNamara, my lending partner at Citywide Home Loans. We wanted to tell you about this new tool. Before we get there, let's give out our NMLS numbers again, just so we're
compliant.
Okay with the regulators. I don't like them, but they are what they are. My NMLS number is 218244, and Bridget's is...
I think I know mine, 146437.
146437, that's right.
Yay.
And we are regulated by the Colorado Department of Real Estate. And we want to share with you this incredible tool that you can use to save you some money.
It's a first-time home buyer tool.
Yeah, this is a first-time home buyer tool.
This one really is, yeah.
Before we go there, again, I want to give you our phone number, 720. It's off air. Leave us a message, 720-515-1818, 720-515-1818. Bridget will get back to you. I'll get back to you. Somebody will get back to you if you have any questions throughout the show. And I'm going to give you that number a whole bunch of times because this is really a cool tool. It's called a mortgage credit certificate.
It is. It's offered through Chaffa, and it's actually offered right
through the City of Denver as well. And they're good statewide, so anybody can do them. First-time homebuyer.
First-time homebuyer, and I think the definition is can't have owned a home in the past 3 years.
Past 3 years, which is a good thing to throw out there, because let's say you had a short sale 3 years ago. You still qualify for this. Something happened, whatever, you moved out of state, you came back, rented for a while, you're back in the housing market, you can get this. If you haven't owned a home in 3 years, you can get a mortgage credit certificate. So, Bridget, tell us how it works.
It's kind of fun. It allows you to take the taxes, or excuse me,
a certain
percentage of the mortgage interest that you pay you can use as a tax credit instead of just a mere deduction,
right? Which
is what normally you would do each year. It's amazing how much money that equates to over the year.
Yeah, it's incredible. So the mortgage with deduction for your interest paid is a great deduction. And let's say you have a $1,500 mortgage payment. And we'll just say maybe $1,000 of that is interest. So you have $12,000 in 12 times 1,000, $12,000 in a year that you can deduct from your income normally for your mortgage.
Correct.
It's one of the great things we have in America. So instead of earning $50,000, it's like you earn $38,000, $50,000 minus the $12,000 deduction, and then your tax is calculated from that. What this mortgage credit certificate does is it doesn't reduce your income. It is a direct reduction of the tax bill you pay.
So you'll owe less.
You'll owe less.
If you owe. Yeah.
Yeah. You can't get a credit if you don't pay any federal taxes.
But it adds up quickly.
But here's how it works. Let's take one of these two examples that we gave in the last segment. Our home buyer who spent $180,000 on a home, they're going to end up with a mortgage, and as you recall, their payment was just shy of $1,300. They're going to have a mortgage of about $176,000. Let's just round it up. Let's just say their mortgage is $180,000 because that's the example I used. At 5%, they're going to get, on that size mortgage, on a $180,000 mortgage, they're going to get 20% of the interest that they pay during that year as a tax credit. So that comes out to about $1,800. And that's a direct reduction of the tax bill that they're going to pay. If they are required to pay $6,000 in federal income tax, with this mortgage credit certificate, they're going to pay, instead of $6,000, they're going to pay $4,200.
$4,200 instead.
That comes out to $150 a month.
Which is cool.
Which is real money.
Which is real money, which is, on the other side of this, and one of the reasons that we might use this or offer this up to a first-time home buyer, other than the obvious reasons, is that we're allowed to take that extra $150 a month and use that to help you qualify for a mortgage.
We can add that to your
income. We can give you that as income, which has actually made a difference in a number of loans that I've done in the past year or so. People that otherwise wouldn't have qualified will qualify with the MCC.
Right. And this is, again, a tool that not every lender has.
Nope.
You have to be approved to provide these. We are Citywide Home Loans.
And I've noticed, I hate to say this, even though lenders might be qualified to do this or approved to do this, they won't do it.
They won't take.
They are lazy. It's not a simple process. It certainly isn't very difficult, but it's an extra step that a lot of lenders won't bother to take. So I would just advise you to inquire.
Yeah. Let it call us. What was that number? 720-515-1818, 720-515-1818. This is the cool thing. This mortgage had about a $1,300 mortgage payment at 5%, APR 7.122. And these guys on $180,000 showed up with about $1,000 out of pocket to buy this home. that $1,300 payment with this $150 tax savings now is $1,150.
Nice.
So they're paying $1,150 a month on a $180,000 home in Denver, where you can't rent a 2-bedroom apartment for that.
No.
It's insane. It's crazy.
And I think the only qualification you need to have to do the MCC is, once again, be a first-time home buyer. You do have to take the first-time home buyer class that's offered through a number of these entities in Denver. And I believe there's a small fee attached. I think it varies.
There's a $250 fee to get this in your closing costs, but it is.
But over time,
pay $250 to save $1,800 a year.
Mm-hmm.
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it's a great program.
Yeah, our other little one, the $99,500 purchase. This is a cool piece here on these mortgage credit certificates. Now, recall that this guy who spent $180,000, saving about $1,800 a year. This one, buying a much smaller house with a smaller mortgage, you get a higher percentage of your interest paid as a deduction with a smaller mortgage. They figure we're going to help the people who need it more, who can only afford a smaller home, more than the larger mortgages. So this one, you're going to like these numbers. She spent $99,500, same rate, 5%, figuring the total annual interest paid on the first year is just shy of $5,000. With the MCC program, if you're under a $100,000 mortgage, you are allowed a deduction of 50% of that mortgage interest, up to a maximum of $2,000. I know this is complicated, but here's the moral of the story. She's spending $99,500 on this home. The other guy spent $180,000. She's getting a $2,000 a year tax credit, where the guy who spent more money got only $1,800.
So it's somewhat non-discriminatory.
It is. It's fantastic. So she's saving about $167 a month based on this mortgage credit certificate in real money that's going to be deducted. Her tax bill is going to be reduced by $2,000. So we look at what her payment was, $761 at 5%, APR 7.248, with about $500 out of pocket to buy that $99,000 500 house. So now instead of $761, her net payment is minus the $167 is right at $600 a month. You can't rent a refrigerator box for $600, can you?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Maybe a refrigerator box with a what are those outhouses, those blue outhouses? Whatever you call those.
Porta
potty.
Sure.
You might get one of those for $600. So please call us. Let us help you. We would love to. This is why Bridget and I are in the business, because we love helping you get that home.
Yeah.
We do. And
we'll talk you through all this fun stuff and help determine whether it's something for you or not. And we're not going to pressure you into buying a house if it's not the right thing for you to do, but we'll certainly give you all the information you need to know to make that decision on your own.
If it's right for you, we're going to help you. 720-515-1818 is our off-air number. Leave us a message. Send me a text. One of us will get back to you. 720-515-1818. So that is the mortgage credit certificate. This is one of the coolest things in the industry. And I love putting these into loan packages. And like Bridget said, so many lenders are just lazy. We're going to come back and we're going to tell you about a couple other programs. We want to talk about veteran programs, some other stuff. So don't go away. Come on. Welcome back to Real Estate Radio Denver. I'm your host, Tom Souther. We're here on News Talk 710 KNUS every Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. And I want to encourage you to join us every week. I want to give out our phone number, 720-515-1818, 720-515-1818. That's an off-air number. Leave us a message. We would love to chat with you and try to figure out, is buying a home right for you? We have just relationships with incredible realtors that can help you all through that process. We'll make this simple and seamless. I have with me Bridget McNamara, my lending partner from Citywide Home Loans. Welcome back, Bridget.
Thank you.
And both of us we know really good real estate agents.
We do. And I can't express enough how important a good real estate agent is these days.
Yes.
But we know some really good ones.
Well, and here's why. And we've talked about this on many a show. This is a tough market.
Yeah.
Denver is short on homes for sale inventory, right?
Yes.
We're low. It's getting a little better.
It is.
But we are low. There's a lot of people looking, and particularly in the first-time home buyer price ranges. We've been talking about, telling you about these, a home at $99,500. Those are hard to find. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you you're going to find those falling off the tree. But they're out there.
Dedicated real estate agents on your side working for you. If it's out there, they'll find it.
They'll find it, or they will make you aware of it when it appears, so that you're in position when it appears for you. And
we do know some agents that have some tools to help you find things quickly when
Absolutely.
they go on the market.
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, here I'm going to throw this out for you right now. I have for you a great MLS mortgage listing service search tool that I would love to sign you up for. Here's what you need to do. Text me, find a home at our number, 720-515-1818, and I will call you and we'll get you set up on this tool that is so far superior to looking at Zillow and most of these websites. The big national websites, the big problem with them and using them to locate homes is they don't take the ones that are sold off. Mm-hmm. So
they're not real time.
Yeah, they're just,
not even close.
No, you're going to drive people crazy or yourself crazy because you're going to be looking on some of those national sites and those homes have been sold 6 months ago.
Yeah, and how frustrating for you.
So let me sign you into a system, provide for you an there's no strings here whatsoever. But I've got a great tool for you to be able to look at what's on the market in your price range, in your zip code. You can draw a map and it will find homes in that area, and it'll notify you when homes meet your criteria show up. I'd love to set you up in that system. So again, just call me or text 720-515-1818, 720-515-1818, and either Bridget or myself will get you set up in that system so that you can shop and you can do it without pressure. And if you need a world-class real estate agent, which you need in this marketplace, we will fix you up with the right one. And that's whether you're in Littleton or in Denver or in Aurora or in Boulder or in Fort Collins. Or what's one of those north ones? Westminster, Thornton, I don't care. Orvada. Anywhere. Golden. Wherever. Parker. Just let us help you. But this is a great tool for you to use to find that home and keep up on the market and know what's out there. So I would love to do that for you. That was a sidebar. Mm-hmm. Bridget, let's fill people in on veterans loans.
It's the best way to go if you can do it. I can say this right now. If you have the opportunity to take advantage of your service and your VA eligibility, it's by far the best loan to go with. You can do 100% financing. Yeah. You do not have to pay mortgage insurance on this loan.
Yeah, there's a funding. That VA has a funding fee, but but no monthly mortgage insurance.
There is no monthly mortgage insurance.
Fantastic.
If for some reason you are a disabled veteran, they will waive the funding fee. The rate is competitive, right, with FHA.
It's the best rate in the market.
Yeah, it's an amazing.
And
loan.
Call us, and we will share with you exactly where they are. We have so much disclosure issues that
we
get
can't
into
really
trouble with telling you. But I'll tell you, low fours.
Low fours. Yeah.
And we honor your service. We love to do veteran loans. Bridget and I both do them all the time, every week.
And I can also say, at Citywide Home Loans, we are offering, and I'm not sure how long.
Rest of the year.
Is it the rest of the year?
Yep.
Okay.
Rest of the calendar 2013.
Our company is waiving the underwriting fee of $795 for any veteran that chooses to do a VA loan.
Well, actually, I'm going to update
more?
that.
Is there more?
And there's more.
And there's more, but wait.
If you are a veteran, even if you don't choose to use VA financing, we will still waive that underwriting fee on any product at Citywide Home Loans.
I was not aware.
If you're a veteran. We just need to see your DD-214. If you're a veteran, eligible for VA, not eligible, we would love, as our gift to you, waive that $795 in underwriting fee. Save you $795.
Awesome.
That's just something that our company decided to do several months ago. And I'm happy they did. I love veteran loans, and I love helping out our veterans. So call us on that. VA loan, here's how you structure it. Number one, you find yourself a tremendous real estate agent who knows what they're doing. Many of them do, most, but we'd love to refer a great one in your area. They will negotiate the seller to pay most of your closing costs. And even if they don't, we can help figure that out with lender paid closing costs so that you literally show up with nothing. And I have one right here in my little hand.
Do you? Let's take a look.
Yeah, let's look. This is a loan for a great guy. His name's Ben. I actually closed this loan a couple of months ago. So we'll just give you the details. He bought a $209,000 home. And this is going to be the difference between 3 or 4 months ago and today. We got him a rate at 3.5% with zero money down on a 30-year fixed veterans loan, VA loan.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Principal and interest on $209,000 was $958.68 with taxes and insurance. Again, no monthly mortgage insurance. His total payment was $1,257 on $209,000.
That's awesome.
You can find those homes.
Yeah, that's easy.
As you move up in price, there's more. So $1,257, again, you can't rent a 2-bedroom. You can barely rent a 2-bedroom apartment. I'll say you can. You're going to find one, but a nice 2-bedroom apartments in the tech center, for wherever you want to be, are more than that. He had cash out of pocket at $219.77. His APR 3.983. Wow.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Now here's the difference. This was 3 or 4 months ago, and I want to be fair. Today, that loan we would probably be at 4.25, APR 4.754, and you'd have a payment of $1,348. So here's the difference. Everybody is like, oh my gosh, rates have gone up so much, I can't afford. What's the difference in payment here? From $257 to $348 is $90. So yes, that's the price of waiting 3 or 4 months. I don't know what rates will be a month from now or 2 months or 3 months from now, but probably more than now. But $1,350 would be that payment today at 4.25%, 4.754 APR. How incredible is that?
Pretty amazing.
And remember last segment we talked about mortgage credit certificate?
Yep. Should we recap real quick?
Let's see what that was. I had that here somewhere.
Do you?
Yep.
So,
on this loan, he saves $148 a month with that mortgage credit certificate off of his taxes. $148. So his total payment really is about $1,200.
Sweet.
With a effective rate, that drops his effective rate by almost 3/4 of a point. On the 3.5%, it goes down to 2.8. On the 4.25, 3.4% when you factor in that savings with that mortgage credit certificate. Call us to find out how to do those, please. We would love to help you get that mortgage credit certificate with a VA loan, with a conventional loan, any kind of loan you can use that tool for. 720-515-1818, 720-515-1818. So that's the veteran loan.
Mm-hmm. It's a good one.
Oh, if you're a veteran, please let us help us.
Yeah, and there are a couple of people have called me actually not even knowing that they served, knowing that they were probably qualified for a VA loan. I've just gone and looked it up for them. It's not a big deal.
Right.
If you have a question mark, just call us and we'll figure it out for you.
Yeah, we can get your eligibility if we need to. If you don't have it, it's a very simple process. So don't be afraid of it. How about gifts?
I like gifts.
I like gifts. If you want to send gifts, no, I'm just kidding.
Going back to people not realizing that they can buy a house, we can use gift funds. If you have a generous,
you don't have the down payment.
Yeah, if you don't have it, if you have a generous family member who wants to help you out, we can use gifts and combined with a number of different loan scenarios. Right.
So that's another great down payment.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a young couple right now. We should be closing this week. Their grandfather decided, hey, I'm not going to take it with me, so I'm going to give all the kids $10,000 to use towards down payment. and we're closing their loan. They were struggling for a long time and figuring out, how do I get even the $1,000 or $1,500 that we needed for down payment assistance. We finally got them qualified, and then their grandfather decided to help out, and that put them in a whole better program.
Well, yeah.
So gifts are a great source.
They are along the same lines. We can use a non-occupant co-borrower in a number of situations.
We can. Well. Yeah, if a parent wants to co-sign with you, if maybe you don't quite, get there, whatever, that can help. Mm-hmm. It can happen as well. Mm-hmm. So there's lots of tools. That's what the message Bridget and I want to get out to you.
Whatever your scenario, we might have an option for you.
Yeah, there's lots of ways that we can make this happen. And we wanted to let you know that it's not hopeless. Mm-hmm. Rates have gone up a little bit. Yes, I'm not going to sugarcoat that. But they're still very, very low.
Still a lot better than when I bought my first house 9 years ago. Yeah. A lot better.
Yeah, I paid 9.5% on my first mortgage in 87, whatever it was, in the Carter era. Yeah. Or just post. So
are you that old?
I just dated myself. I hate it. Anyway.
That's great.
Yeah.
But if you have any questions at all, if you're even considering, or you wonder if it's possible for you, just pick up the phone and call, and we'll talk through it.
720-515-1818, 720-515-1818. And please, I just encourage you, let us help you. And if you want, again, the home search tool, our web-based, and it has an incredible handheld mobile app. Works on your Droid, your iPhone, etc. So you can do your home searching from your handheld.
What can't you do from your handheld anymore?
It's a miracle, but it is so far better than Trulia. Just send me a text or leave me a call saying, "Hey, I want the home search tool," and we will get you that app, get you signed in so that you can do these searches and find the property that makes sense for you, and we will set you up with just a world-class real estate agent who will help you. The other thing to keep in the back of your head when we refer real estate agents, you pay $0 as a buyer to use a real estate agent. $0.
So
Nothing.
Why wouldn't you use one to help you?
Nothing. Mm-hmm. So stop looking at Zillow or what have you. Call us, get the greatest tool in the marketplace for that, and let us help you with a tremendous real estate agent who can put that together for you as well. Please call us, 720-515-1818. Bridget, thank you for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Bridget McNamara with Citywide Home Loans, and we can put you together with either one of us you like. If you have a preference, if you think Bridget's way better looking than I am, so maybe that's who you want to talk to. Just leave me a message saying, I want to talk to Bridget. Thanks so much. Come back next week. We've got a great show planned for you. We'll see you then. Bye.